ಆಡಿಯೋ ವಿಡಿಯೋ ಸೆಲೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರಾ?
ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದೆ.
ಆಡಿಯೋ ವಿಡಿಯೋ.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to this webinar on how brands can stay connected in this post-COVID world. Participants are still joining, so we'll just wait for a couple of minutes before I start the session. Yeah, good morning once again to all of you. Welcome you all, and thank you very much for taking your precious time out for this particular session. As the title is already saying, we are looking at how brands can stay connected with consumers. Lots of things have changed, lots of things remain the same, but it's a new world today, and I basically wanted to look at it as what is it that brands can really do to stay connected with the changing phases of customers. Before we really start the session, here are some general instructions that I would like to give you. I mean, you are all aware, you use Zoom a lot, I'm assuming. Please, I've already muted all of you. Suggestion is at your end, you can turn off your video. You will not just save bandwidth. You will also, I'm not sure how you look really, or whether you're ready to be on screen. So if you are still going to be on screen, just remember this. With only audio and how you would look, and with video, how you'd look. So keep that in mind, and let's move forward. Today's contents will look like this. We'll first see how COVID-19 is really playing out. Very quick look, followed by how is it that brands really approach this new normal as soon as we went into lockdowns. What is it that has happened over the period of time? What are brands doing now? And therefore, what next? It's really, something that we all will be, wondering as to what are brands really, going to do next. One disclaimer that I'd like to give you here is that whatever data slides that I'll be sharing are from various research firms and news articles. So how's the situation really playing out? This is what I saw yesterday on the WHO the dashboard. And you can see really, the blue circles are really indicative of where exactly, we are standing worldwide in terms of the number of cases. That's the WHO site. And it gets updated daily. This was yesterday. Indian scenario, there is one site which is called the covid19india.org. This is how the Indian scenario is looking like. So you know exactly, as soon as you see on your left-hand side of the screen, you really can see which place is really having a very high concentration of cases. What does this really all mean? So what really happened after this, we know that markets went down. There were a lot of collapses literally that happened across industries. Stock market across was looking like this. And even in terms of that was worldwide, this was the worldwide. This is how even now rating agencies are really downgrading the way our growth will look like. Projections are not really looking very great. Possible question here that you might have is that, why is this all important? Don't we have enough things to be worrying about? Why should we even worry about what brands are doing? This is something that I found on one of the Twitter accounts, that can we really delete 2020 because this has virus? So what everybody is really looking at is, how can we really get past this phase? We don't want to remember any of it. Whatever you can think of, there was earthquake in Delhi, there was some loud noise in Bangalore, immediately Twitter was abound with, what's happening. So we seem to have enough to worry about. There is Nisarga apparently coming and hitting the Western Indian shores. So what else can happen in 2020? So that's the kind of situation, you know, we are in. Who's really bothered about brands could be one of the questions that you might have in your mind. For that, I just want to kind of, you know, take you through this particular news article that came out 2 days ago, which said that Indian firms are going to lose about 25 billion worth of brand value. There's a brand finance company which has done this study, and that's what they're estimating, that that's the kind of impact that the brands are going to face. Now, why brands are important as marketing students, as marketing practitioners, we all know that the role of brands are really important in our lives. Otherwise, you know, we could have done with any, you know, any kind of product, any kind of service, but we all veer towards branded products. This is Martin Lindstrom's quote, and he says that a brand is really an emotional connection you have with a product or service. It's so emotional, in fact, that you become fairly irrational in the way you try to justify why you're using it. If you take a look at how we behave as human beings, if you split our brain into the rational and irrational side, a brand is what is operating at the irrational side. So this is how brands really, you know, affect us. And this is another quote. So brands really play a very important role in our lives. And therefore, we need to kind of always keep in mind that no matter what's happening around us in the world, it will always affect even the way brands behave. I found this very interesting. If brands are not important, why is this even there? You can probably raise your hands and let me know, what do you think would be the cost of this one? Anyone? You can chat, probably you can on the chat window, you can tell me, you know, what do you think is the price of this one? Pooja, you can just probably, you know, chat. No, Sandeep, it's not 1,500 rupees. Definitely not. Gomti, 250 to 500. It's Louis Vuitton. Adil, 300. Well, I have one more for you. Let's see if you can guess this one. Medha Close. Right, here's one more. Do you recognize what kind of mask this is? Anyone? What does it remind you of, this particular mask? You can tell me on the chat window. N95? No, it's not N95. Who does it remind you of? It's a movie character. Yeah, Nidhi, correct. Who from Star Wars? $1,500. Yes, you're right. Star Troopers? Okay, but their masks are kind of different, Paritosh. Darth Vader is the correct one. Right. So this is the Darth Vader mask, and you can see that it is from Louis Vuitton. So this is what really got me into thinking that, you know, if brands are not important, why would Louis Vuitton even come out with such a thing which is priced so high, right? So obviously everybody is getting into this, and I have a few more examples to give you of how, you know, we now are going to get into branded masks. And therefore, you know, we wouldn't really be wanting to wear N95 masks really. And I'm sure you all agree that if you can match your clothes with your masks, and if it comes from a branded company, I'm sure you will be willing to pay the price and wear it, right? Moving on, back to the topic, sorry, I veered away, but that was to just kind of give you an inkling of how brands are going to become more important in these trying times. So when the lockdown was first announced, in the initial phases, what were brands doing? It was a lot of confusion. I would say for all of us too. Initially, we were all very euphoric. Oh, holidays. Now we can stay at home, for some time. No, none of us really expected. But the students were like, okay, no exams. We were like, the working people were like, okay, I don't have to rush to office. But in all these things, brands were kind of unsure what to do. Anything they did could backfire, because what were people worried about? People were worried not about which brand to buy. I'm at home, who cares about brands? They were not worried about the brands that they would buy. They were more worried about their health. They were more worried about groceries. If you remember what happened in many Western countries, the shop shelves got cleared out. So in that kind of a situation where people were more worried about, staying alive, what could brands really do? So in the initial phases, if you see, some of the communication was obviously from those brands which were really into protecting you, which could be the soap brands, the hand wash brands, the sanitizer brands. So this was one from Lifebuoy. It's really not talking about Lifebuoy. If you see, it's playing a larger role, like as if it was the leader in the market. It is trying to tell you that please get to the nearest place, wash your hands, use any soap, doesn't matter, but safeguard yourself. That was the kind of messaging that Lifebuoy took. And this is a larger than life messaging. Obviously, there was a positive rub off on the brand. Continuing further, so this was, how to really wash your hands, how does Lifebuoy fight, etc. So they played this kind of a role where they were like acting as leaders, guiding people on what to do. Now that's something that's very interesting. Then you had, of course, other brands like Dettol, whether it was the hand sanitizer or whether it was a hand wash. How do you keep yourself protected? So this whole space of sanitizers and hand washes, we're all talking about protecting yourself. Apni suraksha, apne haath. Continuing. Excuse me. Right? So you can see it is about how to keep coronavirus away from yourself. So this was some of the brands. One of the other brands that typically you will find all topical issues being covered is Amul. And they do an excellent job. You would have seen when we were asked to bajao a tali. They came out with this particular ad here, Janta's favorite. Then you had another one, because you're at home all day. How do you kind of keep yourself full? So butter is always there. So this is one brand that has stayed very relevant across situations. Without even trying to say anything else, they make you smile, and at the same time, they are kind of making sure that their brand name is always on top of your mind. So progressing further, there was a new term now, something called social distancing. Now, that's all advertisers need. You just need a new word, a new term to come up with, and they will be there to kind of take that and run with it. So you had a lot of ads that came with social distancing. I would leave it to you whether you really like this or not, but I hope you recognize this logo. Anyone wants to tell me which logo this is? Yep, McD's, right? So this was another one. If you can see over here, you can see how the Coke logo is kind of, spaced out. This was created by the McCann, their agency, and they spaced out to say that maintain distance, social distancing. This was another interesting way to do it. The other thing that happened was a lot of leaders started talking about how India's style of greeting, which is the namaste, that really is enough to kind of, keep your distance. Don't follow Westerners who want to shake hands. You can pass germs. So now you can do a namaste. And so you had the British PM who did that. So it just caught on that, and we had a lot of us, talking about how great we were. We discovered, India discovered this long before all this social distancing, etc., came about. Very interesting way. Himalaya took the same thing further, and here I'd like to share and add with you, play a video. I am sure many of you would have seen the 1 minute.
Namaste. A greeting so pure, it signifies that the divine in me bows to the divine in you. Namaste. A greeting so pure, it's from one soul to another. Namaste. A greeting from our ancient past to our future. Namaste, India's greeting to the world. Namaste, it only spreads love. Himalaya Pure Hands.
Okay, you'll have to excuse me when I make a fumble with the PPT. I'm really sorry. Right, the other brand that really did something different was Shaadi.com. And you must have read a lot about, how weddings were now attended virtually because of the social distancing thing. Now, this is another ad that I thought I should, it's not really an ad, but it's about, how the brand really went about conducting this really lockdown wedding, as it called. So here's one more ad. I will fumble a bit, please bear with me.
In every way, this is the story of just another Indian wedding. There's a bride and a groom. And there is a Panditji and guests, of course. But there is something different about this wedding. There is a lockdown throughout the country. It's a hitch, a big one. But here's how we still got them hitched. We call it weddings from home. Here's how they came together, even in times of social distancing. Invites were designed and shared. Decor set. अरे ब्राइड का मेकअप
and just give little color underneath.
हो गया जी. लड़की वाले इधर, लड़के वाले आप इधर. मुहूर्त टाइम. शुभ काम में देरी किस बात की?
Congratulations to Shankirti.
There were tears and laughter and music. And what's an Indian wedding without Nach Gana? the story of Just Another Indian Wedding. A story of an Indian wedding from home.
Right? Right. So that was how Shaadi.com really, promoted this lockdown wedding. This is another interesting thing about how a brand really used its logo. So again, I won't show this video. You can probably look at it. It's just a video of how the logo has been used on the floor to be able to create this, what they had called as the safety grid. That's which brand? That's the HDFC brand. And to create that for, going to whether it's bank work or anything. So, you are able to maintain a distance. So this is how some brands started off. As it progresses, obviously, we had so many issues, so many cases coming out, and there was this real message that kept coming about, please stay back at home, don't step out. Again, brands used that. This is a Mercedes, which really put it out on Twitter saying that, stay back home. This is Heinz, which says that, don't worry, somehow or the other, we'll make sure that, free breakfast will be provided for those who need them. You stay back at home, right? This is Burger King, which their tagline is home of the Whopper, but they removed off the Whopper and they said, stay home. So that's the way brands were trying to make sure and connect with their audiences. These are some of the logos. TVS said, don't ride today. That's the Mercedes, Volkswagen, etc., Hyundai. If you see, all of them are trying to promote this whole thing of stay home, be far from each other. Those were the kind of underlying messages that kept coming out. Nike also played, many ads during this one. You can have a look at this one because I want to share another beautiful ad that they have created later on. So this was about, play inside. If you play inside, you're really playing for the world because this is a chance to stop spreading the disease. So this is how some of the bigger brands have done. This is Go Cheese. So don't go to market, another brand. And this was how really, people were trying to stay connected online. This is, again, I won't play this video. If I play too many videos, I think I will not be able to complete in the time given to me. So this was another one about, how you can come together even if you are in your rooms to kind of sing together. This is a beautiful one. You can, the links and the PPT will be shared with you. You can probably have a look at it, right? But this one is a very beautiful one, which I really want to share. This one is about South African tourism. Tourism is one of the industries that has been badly hit by this because you are not allowed to go out anywhere. There's no flight. There's no way you can travel in any way. So this one was a great messaging of how, brands were really trying to promote this, don't travel now. So I'll share this ad with you.
This is not business as usual. No regular day of the week. There'll be no fighting the snooze button and getting ready for work. This will be something else. A country closed for travel, and so closed for business. But just you wait until we can travel again. Boy, are we going to travel. Long breaks and short getaways to B&Bs, lodges and hotels, girls' trips and getaways namajita. Bella, we'll be reintroducing ourselves to South Africa again, to her beautiful people and places. We'll be traveling to go see my lady Ekai, stopping here and there along the way. We'll be exploring like never before because we'll know what it's like not to be able to. There's nowhere we won't go. Imagine what's happening visiting a farm called Helixpan, where Rian deep in a kankasi, but Chesanyama Koso. We'll do it all. We'll invest in our country right from our own pockets, making bookings here and reservations there, and getting people back to work again. But for now, stay home, Stay safe, knowing that Sajiga Manj, that it'll be South Africa again soon.
So what did you think of the ad? Anyone? What did you think of the ad? South African tourism. Did you like it? Right? So we'll move on. It is a really, yes, it is a responsible advertising. It's a great ad. And it's something I think most of us who are used to traveling are looking forward to. And I'm sure that things will improve soon and we will be able to travel back. Yeah. So moving on, I will never be able to complete this otherwise. So this is again, you know, how I just thought, you know, this is nothing to do with staying at home or anything, but I thought I really like these Amul ads. So whatever happens, whether it was Mahabharata on TV, Ramayana on TV, anything, Amul is there, right there, you know, taking advantage of that situation and talking about bringing in those elements of the branded elements into their into the conversation. So this was how they played it out, whether it's Mahabharat, thanking the doctors, nurses, etc. And Diya Jalao, Tali Bajao, whatever you can think of, they're there, right? So another great way of staying with. This another one I saw, I don't think the brand itself used it, but this I saw on the net. Which logo is this? Anyone? Which logo? Yes, right? Starbucks. So if you see, I mean, great way of promoting the brand itself. Memorability increases. Okay, so extended lockdowns kept happening and brands have been, you know, kind of, you know, wondering what to do. And this is another beautiful video that I want to share. Excuse me.
Dear neighbor, who listens to the same song on loop all day. Dear neighbor, who practices the accordion every morning at 6. Dear neighbor, who's obsessed with her 9-speed Citrus Pro juicer. Who really, really thinks she can sing. Who only vacuums after midnight. Dear neighbor, who's trying to make it as a DJ. Who just discovered home workouts. Dear neighbor, who only watches war movies with surround sound. I just want to say, I'm glad to hear you're okay.
Right, this was another beautiful ad, which I thought, you know, made so much sense for people to kind of appreciate that the fact that, you know, everybody is at home and what to do, there is going to be noise. So this is what they were trying to say through their noise cancelling headphones. Won't show this, no time. This is another TV spot, nice TV spot. You can probably watch it leisurely when I share the PPTs and links with you. Again, about, you know, how to lighten the situation. You're at home stuck, you don't know what's happening, but this is another one. Obviously, there was a lot of pride, nationalistic fever, fervor, whatever you want to call, all that honor, you know, all that was also coming through throughout this period. Another good ad, I mean, paucity of time is there, but I will quickly share this one. It's again a beautiful one, recently done by Dabur Amla.
बन तू वो चिराग जो तूफान में भी जलता है, हर दिन लड़ता है, बिखरता है, पर बेखौफ आगे बढ़ता है। तू भी अब समेट अपनी ज्वाला, जीत घने अंधकार से, हो चाहे जितनी घनी रात, कदम बढ़ा विश्वास से। खुला आकाश या हो मीलों तक फैली धरती, दिखा सभी को कि कम नहीं इस देश की कोई लड़की। बांध बालों को कस कमर, आगे है जंग का मैदान, है तेरे पीछे देश सारा, तू है भारत की शान।
Right. So if you see, this was about that, a bit about that. A lot of brands also, made use of this whole Ramayana, etc., which was all about, this is our culture, etc., coming through. Again, I won't share this ad, but Adobe really did this about honoring heroes. And here the heroes were about the doctors. So if you see across the world, I would say we started it. Across the world, it was taken about, honoring heroes, which is your healthcare workers, and whether you appreciated them by clapping or did whatever, so you honored. So this was another way in which brands really took on this challenge. So many more, if you see whether it is, Red Music or Google, everybody was talking about how people were really sacrificing, healthcare workers basically were sacrificing something to, give it to the society. And this is what some of the brands spoke about. Oppo was another one. This particular one was from the Melbourne, it's from Australia. So that's it. So as new terms, so first was social distancing. Then recently we got vocal for local, Atmanirbhar. So if you see, all that brands are trying to do is just capture those words, those keywords, and use it for themselves. So that's how the lockdown advertising has kind of moved forward in India. Right? Again, a beautiful ad. I'm not going to be able to show it to you, but you are welcome to watch it online. This is a Facebook ad. So what exactly were ads doing? Ads were really reflecting changes that were happening all around us. Some were obviously trying to spread positivity. Some were trying to make you laugh. Some were motivating. Some were teaching or guiding you. Some were obviously looking at nationalistic. You can divide them into various buckets, but this will be broadly the kind of ways in which ads were really trying to cope up with whatever was happening. And remember, as I said, it's not that, people were dying to use brands. You obviously were not going out. Whatever was coming in through various, if at all there was Amazon or Big Basket or whatever, you were just trying to get some stuff home. So I'm not sure we were really looking at brands so much, but brands had to stay relevant in this, and this is how some of them stayed relevant. So further on, what is really happening is I've quickly looked at how consumer sentiments have been changing and how it is affecting buying behavior. Some of it I've already mentioned, but what really happened, and this is a Kantar media survey, which says that down trading and loyalty is already, happening. And very few, if you see in India, if you see this particular graph, in India, only 59% are really thinking of buying the same brands. So now what? If I don't get my favorite soap, I'll just switch to another soap. After all, they are supposed to do similar, not same, similar things, right? So that's the way shopping behavior has been changing. So will I pay more attention to cost? Definitely yes. Pricing, yes. Will I purchase same brand? No, definitely, I'm not sure. Will I prefer to pay cash? No, I'm not. I will look at, why keep cash? I will look at more of other types of formats of paying. Will I now look at, will I pay more attention to where my product is coming from? Yes, definitely. Do I want a Chinese product? Question mark. Do I want more local products? Definitely. If it meets certain standards, definitely you will bring it now into your consideration basket. So that's how we are changing as consumers. So this is the one which says that origin of products. Will you pay more attention? This particular study was done across 19 cities in India. About 1,100 people participated in this survey. And this is what India is saying, that more and more people will look carefully at where the products are originating from, right? This is a McKinsey survey which said that, how confidence is moving. Between March to May, consumer confidence actually has declined, right? Because we are unsure. Many of us want to remain optimistic, but we are really unsure how this is playing out. Suddenly you'll get news about, like 2 days ago, there was news that somewhere near my house, there was one case and the whole place was locked. The seal down happened in that particular area and very close home. So you're unsure, oh my God, what if this comes much more closer to you, right? What will you do then? So therefore, the confidence is kind of going down. Income also is sort of, question mark for many. We've seen how it is affecting various strata of society. It hasn't left anyone untouched. So whether it's the household income, whether it's how we are spending, whether how much we are saving, everything is getting affected. And this is the McKinsey survey. Continuing with the McKinsey survey, where exactly are people going to reduce spending? So many places, entertainment at home will be more important. Will I really look at jewelry? I mean, not really. Will I look at other makeup, cruises, travel, all that? No, my focus is elsewhere, right? So this is how spending has changed. This is how shopping per channel, where exactly, am I going to shop? I will obviously look at shopping more online because I want to stay safe, right? So this is the general mood. Further on, more time at home, therefore I'll cook more. Therefore, if I'm cooking more, I will, and I'm eating at home, I will consume what kind of content? Video content. Now, video is one thing that has obviously, it's always been audio, more than audio, visual is always appealing. So video and video marketing is something that is really, catching up right now, right? If you look at shopping per se, in terms of, where people are shopping, did I go to a new grocery store? Did I change my grocery store? Yes. Did I switch from a generic brand? Yes, definitely I've switched. Do I want to continue to use that brand? Yeah, maybe, for me, brand is not so much important right now, right? So this is how it's playing out. On top of all this, obviously, we have the way we are consuming media is changing. Electronic media is definitely gone up. So all your Netflix, etc. subscriptions, that all have gone up. Online traffic has gone up considerably. And it's not like, it's peaking. Earlier, people were looking at it after work, after school, college, but now everybody is at home. So you see consumption time is really distributed flat throughout the day, and on-demand entertainment is where, and that too through devices is what has really increased. Media has changed in many ways. Where we are viewing, TV is now there, we are viewing it. Smartphones, anyway we were looking at it, the youngsters especially were more on smartphones, continues to grow. And the number of hours, you can see 5 hours in front of TV, 3.5 hours on smartphone versus you can think of radio, right? So TV viewing has gone up. So you can see how many minutes were spent here, what percentage watch TV 7 days a week, how many hours, how many channels. So viewing minutes have gone up both for male and female, right? Kids are at home, they are also watching a lot. So further to tell you that There's nothing called primetime viewing now. As I said, it's become flat, right? You're really consuming a lot of content. This is a smartphone. App downloads have really gone up. How do you entertain yourself? So you look at various games and shows, etc. So this is how media is being consumed. So in short, you can say that our lives are anyway taken over by the internet long ago, but it's become more now. Can you just imagine your life without Wi-Fi? So, that's the kind of situation we are in now. So in all, what we can see is there's hope. This was a word cloud, which again was done by Kantar. And it says that you can see this big hope. In spite of panic, lockdown, etc., there's still hope, right? In all this, there is hope. We are also looking at, probably one of the countries that is, believed to recover quickly, in spite of, going down. All this is fine, but as people, as human beings, we are also unpredictable, right? We say something, we do something. If situation is bad, I will definitely, go and pick as much as possible because I'm worried. I'm worried that there'll be a stock out, there'll be scarcity. So the shelves will look empty. That way we are still the same. We haven't changed. But many things, at least, have changed in terms of what I was saying is there's a lot of hope and there's a lot of positivity around. So what really, this is the last part, what really can brands do next? Brands obviously in this kind of a situation need to tread carefully. One after another, 2020 is throwing up things, right? Whether it's natural calamity or man-made calamity, things are happening quite a lot. So brands have to tread carefully right now. You can't be insensitive and opportunistic. Obviously, you have a business to run, but you can't be inhuman. You have to be sensitive that, consumers probably are going through pay cuts, job losses, uncertainty of other incomes, etc. So brands cannot do the same thing that they have been doing all the time, right? So you have to be more human. It means that you have to step aside and set aside really, your desire to get your sales up and running. Let me tell you, all brands are down, right? So you cannot really look at, pumping up sales, please buy. Those kind of messagings will no longer work, right? You have to look at building trust. What really, we've seen is, this is the kind of trust that we are really talking of. The first time, I think, when the Tata Foundation or the Tata Sons Trust said that they will commit this much amount, it was 500 crores, then now total group is now committing to 1,500 crores. There is something like, wow, right? This is the brand that I would like to follow. This is the brand this is the ideal brand, right? That's what people looked at. So any number, whether it was Reliance, Adani, anyone, Kotak, whoever was donating, now that became the way PR exercises were done, not talking about selling, but talking about what kind of ways they are really looking at in terms of contributing to society. So everything needs to be reimagined now. So whether, you are doing a different model of business, what are you going to do in this crisis kind of situation? So that's what, needs to be reimagined. So this is one thing that I saw. I mean, obviously, as I was saying, there was about branded masks. This is what Peter England and that group is really looking at, Alan Solly, Louis Philippe, and Manhusen. So how they have shifted. This apparently, mask itself is now 100 million kind of a business. So that's the kind of thing that you need to look at. This is new ways of branding. They don't look great according to me, but there's an opportunity for brands. How else do you reach out to consumers in these kind of situations? An opportunity for brands. This is something that I saw and it's very weird. I think it's CD, I'm not sure, Charagdin, CD is Charagdin. Yeah, this is the way we'll be moving. We'll really be looking at, matching masks, right? Okay. So another thing that brands would really need to look at is to revisit their brand purpose. And here is what, I really like this particular ad and I would like to share this with you. You may have seen it, but it's still wonderful to see again.
No one's ever come back from 3-1. An agonizing defeat.
Down 5-1.
She's got to get it all.
We've all been underestimated and counted out. In those moments, we felt like it was over.
It's looking good for Rafa.
But it's when we're given no chance
What could Osaka be thinking right now?
that we somehow found that last bit of strength to keep fighting.
Running down to see if he's okay.
And then we did what no one thought we could. Not even ourselves. We came back from the impossible.
It's over. 52 years.
From being broken. We found a way when it seemed hopeless. We came back when we should have been long forgotten. And we did it time and time again. Right now, we're fighting for something much bigger than a win or championship. But if we learn anything from sports, it's that no matter how far down we may be, we are never too far down to come back.
What do you think Nike was really saying? Did anyone get the message? Quickly. Anyone? Did you get the message? Encouraging to be positive, yes. Yes, we are always tough in the tough times. Yes, patience, okay. So really what they were saying is, how long will you be happy? Yes, okay, right. Never give up, perseverance. Yes, perseverance, definitely. Do not lose hope. Yes, definitely do not lose hope. Gurpreet, correct. Right. So that's exactly what it was. We are never far away to come back. Create win-win situation. Yes. Okay, great. Yeah. So it's really kind of, this is what Nike stands for. That's the way, that's what I was trying to tell you, that your brand purpose should really define, kind of what kind of messaging that you would really like to give out to your audience. Further, you can educate audience. That's one way in which you can stay connected. This is an ad that I saw. I think it's from one of the Southeast Asian countries, Thailand, basically, which is, now will come the new problem, especially people who are, using those disposable masks. They will just throw it around. Have you seen? I'm sure you would have seen it on the roads. People just use and throw. That causes a new environmental situation. So here you have one nice series of ads which talk about, dispose your masks responsibly, right? So this is one way of educating. Even if it is possible, even if it is remotely, you try and serve customers. So this is one thing that I saw on the net about Netflix, right? You can call them, and anywhere, just look at it, call us from anywhere in the world and we'll help you find something to watch. So I think brands that are able to kind of do this for consumers, for their customers really remotely, they're the ones who will stay relevant in this time. Finally, to bear in mind that you should not be saying just because, others are saying and you also want to say for the sake of saying something. You really have to look at whether there's a unique message that you want to give out. You have to also think of how will your consumers feel when they see your message, right? So these are really important to bear in mind. It doesn't mean that just because, to look at it from a very different angle, it doesn't mean that just because, the situation is like this, you have to be silent. No, be salient, right? Being salient does not mean being silent. So you still talk, you still advertise. Nobody is saying brands should not talk and advertise, but be salient, right? Don't be there just for the sake of being there. Mixed media even though digital is really important and it's growing, mixed media should be used by brands. And that's the way, we will watch ads or we will look at brands on various media. And so therefore you cannot just limit yourself to digital. In the end, please avoid goof ups, because brands have the problem. Some of them don't understand. Can you see this one? This is Pepsi. What have they really branded themselves along with? So it gives it's funny that how they could have, such a big brand could have even thought of this. So on Twitter, there were a lot of trolling going on for this kind of a messaging. This is another one. Just, I think last week this happened, Kent. Again, this is, do you see this? This is about the maid kneading the atta. So what this is saying, that what if your maid hands are infected? Now this is a big goof up. There was a Twitter uproar on this, and they had to withdraw this ad. The MD had to come on Twitter and apologize, right? It's a PR disaster, right? Brands need to avoid these kind of things. This too, I'm not sure really, they are great ideas. Whopper with triple onions that keep others away from you. It's sort of funny, but I don't know whether it's really adding anything to the brand, right? This is Burger King's, I think it was just an activation idea. It looks more funny, right? That's my personal point of view. So these are some of the things probably brands need to avoid. And finally, as Richard Branson has said, and which is always relevant, is that brands that will thrive in the coming years are the ones that will have purpose beyond profit, especially in situations like this. And we've been through these situations, whether it was the plague in the 20s or whether it was something else earlier, a SARS or whatever happened. We always come back. The economy will always come back. You will get back into business. But for the short term, don't be short-sighted, right? And don't look at it as just profit. Have that purpose beyond profit. That's Richard Branson for you. And the last, of course, is changing situations will always be there. Socrates said that the secret of change is to focus all of your energy not on fighting the old, but on the right. So this is what I thought, I should share with you. I'm open to any chat, or, you want to raise your hand and say something, you're welcome to. I hope you found something to take back from this session. And yeah, if I can see somebody has raised their hands. Yeah, Siddharth. No, not Siddharth. Yeah.
Hello?
Siddharth?
Hello?
Yes, ma'am. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. Good morning, ma'am. It was not just an informative session, but a very interesting one too.
Thank you.
Okay, ma'am. So my question is, many of the ads that you have shown us and thousands of others like them are giving us a message. For example, we should wash our hands, we should maintain social distance, etc. I agree they look and appear and they sound beautiful, but they are not talking much about product and why we should prefer them over the competitors. Do you think ads like these will help companies to position their brand in long term, or would it be short-lived? Because as you have said, in India, customers are prone to switch brands. I've seen many products like Center Shock, Clawmint, they have come out with unique ads, but they are mostly out of market now after a short spell of rain.
Yeah. So see, my point is this, that, in this time, as I was saying in one of my slides, you can't be looking at sales right now. Now, will they build their brand? Of course they will. They are trying to stay relevant. Ultimately, only the brands that are relevant will really remain in your top of mind. In your when you want to go shopping, what will you remember? Will you remember, the good things that the brand has done, or anything that the brand feels like doing? I don't care what is really happening around me, but I still want to talk about my sales. That doesn't really help. So that's my point of view, that you can, if you're not topical, you will be forgotten very soon.
But I'm sorry to interject, but if we don't if we don't get the message that why it's okay, you are a very you have a moral responsibility, you are doing CSR activities and everything, that's fine. But I also need to know as a customer that why we should be, what is the X factor in your product?
Absolutely. Absolutely. You do need to know, and you will do it. But is this the time for you to really build that brand messaging? Do you want to tell your customers about your differentiation, or in the time when the customer is really, confused and worried about so many other things in life, will you really look at, how different is this? What is this USP, etc.? Will you really look at that? Or will you look at, yes, this brand seems to be trying to do something good. What should I create? Should I create positive feelings for myself? Or should I really look at, harp on, my brand? I'm just going to take a very random example. My brand cleans 99.9% germs from your hand. Is that what will appeal to you? Or is it the fact that, I am educating you and telling you that, stay safe, wash your hands more? Again, it's a random example I've taken. Is that what a brand should be doing, instead of, talking about 99.9% germs? That's the...
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Yeah. Anyone else? Chaitra. Chaitra? Oh, Gurpreet.
Yeah, good morning. Good afternoon, ma'am. This is this is Gurpreet from Ramaya student, ex-Ramaya student, 1820 batch.
How are you?
Ma'am. I'm good.
Yeah.
It was though indeed a very interesting session with all the pictures and example. But I want to ask, like, being a management student, I have studied that brand positioning is indeed a very tedious task. Position and making it, delivering it to the customers is obviously a very tedious one. So, but like we need a lot of functional benefits and as well as emotional benefits, which we need to deliver it to the customer so that we can successfully excel in positioning our brand in the market. But if one of the benefits lack, do you think it would excel in delivering it to the customers? Likewise, if functional benefits are not well processed or emotional benefits are not well processed, do you think it will excel in delivering it to the customers?
No, definitely not. Functional is very, very important. That's the base or the hygiene. If you were to look at Maslow's hierarchy of needs, functional benefits will be the basic needs, right? If my soap doesn't clean my hand, then what is it doing, really? Right? I can't just talk about it's got a great perfume. It'll fill your bathroom with such great thing as you come out, but if it doesn't clean, it doesn't work. No, functional benefit obviously is the underlying role that the brand has to have. Beyond that, it's about situations, how situations are changing and how brand needs to adapt to the changing situation. Nothing to do with that, I should only be emotional, I can't be functional. No, it has to be there has to be a balance. I keep giving this example of Apple in my classes. You think you would have paid $1 lakh for an Apple phone if it didn't work the way they promised? No, right? We all wouldn't pay, right? Yeah, we can do with anything. If that is the case, I mean, if any brand, I mean, I can go buy a Micromax or whatever that is. Why should I pay some? No, obviously functional is very, very important for any brand. It is the situation that is there right now. In this kind of a situation, what is the right step that the brand should take? And therefore, the brands should obviously be talking, be relevant to the situation and to relevant to customers when they're talking in this kind of a situation. That's what this is all about.
So, ma'am, do you think advertisements also include in the functional benefits or only? Because some customers, they look at the advertisements or hoardings on the road and they get fascinated to it because initially they are not very knowing about the products. So they look at the advertisements and get attracted towards it and they start using. So do you think advertisements are included in functional benefits only?
You're mixing the two. Ads are of course important. We have a whole industry, advertising industry that is functioning based on this. Yeah, I mean, it is obviously there for creating awareness, right? My ultimate intention is as a brand in charge, what am I supposed to do? I am supposed to create interest. I am supposed to, first of all, start creating awareness. The IDA model is what you would have also learned in your class.
Correct. Yes, correct.
That awareness creation is part of what the brand has to do for itself. Functional is different, by the way. You're confusing the two. But yeah, awareness is very important. Unless I'm aware, how will I even consider it in my basket of whatever I'm buying?
Yeah, definitely. I just asked, like, I know that brand and this advertisements are both different thing, but I just asked that can you consider it to be a part of it to create awareness amongst the consumers?
Yeah, absolutely. It's very important to create awareness.
Sure. Okay, thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. Anyone else? Sujay? I think
good afternoon, Professor.
Yes.
Professor, this is Dr. Sujay from JSS AHR Mysore. Professor, since now we are building up the brands during the COVID-19, so how about the measuring the brands once it's been launched? The one examples which you all gave, because through the advertisements, any ways where we can measure our brands?
Well, I mean, brand measurement tools are there, many of them. So you would also know.
Okay.
But right now, I think what you can really look at is, actual number sales, market shares. That's typically the way you will measure the effectiveness of a brand. If you are, one of those products that really are on the shelf. So, yeah. I mean, whether my brand is effective or not, there are many ways to measure that. But in this kind of a situation where, you're really looking at a crisis and where you are trying to still remain on top of mind. So top of mind awareness is one thing that advertisers will really look at. That really makes you, go out to the shelf and really pick up your brand. So that's one way in which you can measure whether your communication is working or not, and whether you're in the consideration set.
Okay, because the professor...
Ultimately, according to me, it all comes down to ultimately whether you're still you're still being considered. You're in the consideration set, as I said, whether your sales are still happening. I mean, that's what I would really look at.
Because the problem they are facing now, all the retailers or the service industry over here, because they're not able to like have a contact with the clients.
Yeah.
Okay. And also moreover, the thing is that once we are wearing masks, our expressions were not able to express about the brand.
Yeah.
So like that's what, like how we measure like the next step. Like I have invested so much of on my brand building. So like definitely as a business person, I would like to look at a ROI on it.
Yeah, definitely. Of course, you will. But unfortunately, this is a very different time now, sir. I mean, all brands are down right now. I don't think anyone has been spared. Everyone is facing a downward trend in their sales right now. It's not about you wearing mask or not. Forget that. There is no retail shops that were open in the initial phase of the lockdown.
True, Professor.
I mean, so many brands were, especially new brands. Forget the old brands. The old brands can still survive, but the new brands literally died, I feel, because there was no way in which they could kind of reach out to consumers. Distribution, I mean, when I talk of distribution, what I really meant to say, transportation was not there. I wasn't even able to transport my products across. So, I mean, I wasn't visible on the shelf. I suddenly, if all channels of communicating with consumers, just whole thing decreased. So I think all brands have gone through this or are still going through this. And therefore, I don't see that, that things will change. Obviously,
True, Professor. True.
Will change. But obviously, right now, the measurement can only be, whether I'm still able to kind of, reach my consumers. B, am I still relevant?
Okay, Professor. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Prof. Right. Thank you so much, everyone. I don't see any other questions. It was great. I think I'm hoping that you did take away something from this. And thank you once again.
Hello.
Yeah. Somebody.
Good morning. Good afternoon, ma'am.
Who's this?
This is Vikram, ma'am.
Yeah. Hi, Vikram. Sorry.
Ma'am, I'm from Christ College.
Yeah.
As we usually neglect ads, ma'am.
Your generation neglects ads. Yes, I'm sure.
Yeah, we usually neglect ads, and recently Ramraj is giving advertisement on masks. Facial masks are very important, and we are giving masks for free. So how do we feel that, ma'am? Will it function, ma'am? Will it function? We usually neglect, and we don't use that. People in rural areas don't use that, and usually don't see. So how do we get that informative, ma'am? First?
What you're saying is, how do you get information across?
Yes.
In this kind of a situation, is that your question? Am I understanding correct? Because you went to Ramraj, and then
yes, ma'am.
You're saying that in rural areas people don't wear masks.
Yes, ma'am.
So whether the information that Ramraj is giving will really help? Is that the question?
Yes, ma'am. Not only Ramraj, ads.
Or generally ads.
Yes, ma'am.
So, okay. There's always. I mean. What do I say? It's about the spends that the brand is able to do. Obviously, the large brands use multimedia to be able to communicate and to reach out to audience. For most other brands, it is word of mouth that really works, right? If I've used, and if your product is good, which is what the functional part is, if the product is good, satisfactory, I will talk about it, and therefore, that's the only, slow way in which brands can really pass on the information. Otherwise, you would obviously have to look at spending more and reaching out to more of your audience through multimedia.
Okay, thank you so much.
Yeah, Siddharth, I think Siddharth wants to ask something. 1 minute. Can you? Okay.
Ma'am, it's Siddharth again.
Yes, Siddharth.
Ma'am, while you praise the ads of Amul, who comes out with her sweet and innovative taglines to exploit opportunity arising from every major event occurring in the society, but at the same time, sometimes Amul lands in controversies with few of these ads, as was the recent example where one of its taglines said, "From Wuhan to Yahan." So, and as you mentioned, the Kent purifier, vegetable purifier advertisement was another example where it was criticized. So, isn't these type of ads is a two-edged sword, where even though it is entertaining or something, even though it is not very unintentional, it is unintentional, but one wrong move can also harm the image of the company. So isn't it wise to stay away from these kind of advertisement unless you are sure what you're doing with?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely agree. I mean, especially Kent, I found it really, irresponsible probably on the whoever the brand in charge is, whether it's the brand manager or the marketing manager, to have even approved that copy. It's called a copy. So how would you even think of creating an ad like that? So yeah, I mean, it harms the brand more. There was as I said on Twitter, there was so much outcry about that whole ad, and they had to pull it down and they had to apologize publicly. Why do you want to get yourself into that kind of a situation? It harms the brand, definitely. Right? Thank you so much. I think it's time up. Sorry for exceeding the time limit, and wish you all a good day. Bye.